This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by
Factor 75. Get fresh meals delivered to your house. Save $40 off the first 2 weeks with code MMA40.
Web Hosting Pad. Get 20% off hosting with code NUTS20OFF. The CBD Distillery, our favorite brand of CBD that's great for helping us relax. Save 15% off with code NUTS15. Watch Shop, the leading retailer of brand name designer watches. Get 20% off with code MMA20. Defense Soap, the world's best soap for wrestlers, jiu-jitsu, and MMA athletes. Use code MMA Nuts for 15% off. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 440.
440!
My name's Ingo Weigel.
Background MMA show by MMA fans, for MMA fans, walking the line between serious and ridiculous. You got a mic problem?
Trying to adjust myself.
Semi-adjusted.
Package.
Sweet.
I'm in. Hey.
We're back from the dead.
From vacations.
We talk about it now or later?
I don't know. Your call.
Later.
Later. All right. What do we talk about now then?
Well, we fucking UFC 241 happened in fucking A, man. Let me just say this.
Fucking A.
Here's a card, looks great on paper, and fucking delivers in person. It
does.
Right?
Fantastic card, super exciting.
And how about even before the actual fights, you have Nate Diaz at the open workout smoking a little joint?
Getting high.
We're in unprecedented territories.
Yes.
Claiming it's CBD. Joe Rogan said, oh, no, that's fucking weed. Everybody said it was weed. And then he passed the joint into the crowd. Everyone's fucking smoking it.
How did he pass the drug test?
That's what I'm wondering. I know we're in California, but that was 2 days before. I still think he fails that drug test. On record.
Oh, that'd be sad. He's retarded.
Wow.
A little bit. He's a little bit retarded.
Little bit. Well, I think if you're a fighter, you're semi-retarded.
Probably.
But,
unless you're
Stipe Miocic, and then you're fully retarded.
Yes. Because I have a question. Does anybody in the audience know what the fuck he said after the fight?
Fucking marble
I have
mouth.
no idea what he was talking about. There's a lot of mumbling. I don't know what he was saying. So, whatever.
I don't know.
All right.
Before we're talking about that, did you know Dominic Cruz is taller than Joe Rogan?
No. Oh, wow.
Dominic Cruz is 5'8", for comparison.
I never knew that.
Joe Rogan is a stout 5'6".
John Anik is short too, huh?
Yeah,
Like
I think
5'4".
him and Rogan are the same height.
I was having this conversation with somebody just a couple days ago that all actors are short and have big heads. That's the thing, apparently.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, but apparently I think it's something to do with people in the public eye. A lot of them, like who are in the entertainment field, are short and with big fucking heads. I think there's something that draws
the big head
short people to entertainment. Because it's like striking probably on camera. I don't know.
I don't know. It's awkward.
It's awkward. Kevin Hart, Mr. 5'2".
That's quite the contrast with him and Will Ferrell, or him and The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock's gotta be like fucking 6'5".
He's tall.
No, he's about the same age as us. Oh, wait, I think he's older than you. He's about the same age as I am.
45, I think. 44. Yeah. He's yoked though.
Yeah,
I can never get that yoked. My goal for 2020
is to do all the steroids that The Rock has done.
Oh no, I'm gonna do more than that.
Drink his semen.
I'm gonna drink The Rock's semen so I can get super huge.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I would like to an honest attempt at a six-pack if I can do it. I don't know.
It's doable.
It's diet though. That's the problem.
It's diet.
I think
and
it's like
abs, but
87% diet and 13% exercise.
You get there.
I would love to be able to say one day in my life I had a six-pack. You think it's possible?
It's possible. It's always possible.
It's a lot of discipline, though. I don't know if I'm
prepared. I have it. I'm not super disciplined.
Yeah, but you're pretty disciplined. You're also limited in your food choices. That helps.
No, because I could eat fucking pizza every day if I chose to. There's gluten-free pizzas. I choose not to.
Yes.
It is discipline.
Like me, I could eat pussy every day, and I choose not to.
Is that a choice?
No.
Or is it the woman telling you, hey, I can't do that?
No.
All right.
I mean, what am I saying?
I don't know. Let's get into some fucking fights. So, Mike Beltran was a ref. I'm just going to fucking disregard whatever this guy's saying. Mike Beltran tucked his mustache, beard into his shirt. Why? So it almost looked like he cut it. Initially, when I was watching the fights, I'm like, what the fuck? Did he really cut that? That is blasphemy. You can't be cutting that off.
That's weird, though. He tucked it in his shirt?
Yeah.
Did it get all sweaty?
Hopefully, because it's got to be touching his balls by now.
It's long. It's like the double. Look at that, like super, like what is it? Oh, crazy. What do you call that even? That kind of beard.
It's like a handlebar mustache, but it's just going super down.
How does it grow that long? Is it growing his whole life?
Multiple years. Well, it's just letting your beard grow.
Years? You're talking decades, man. That's super long.
It might be. I think, well, 6 months I can probably get 4 inches in 6 months.
Wow.
But I think each person is probably whatever.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about MMA because we're digressing too much. I have so much other shit. Let's talk about the Sitpe versus DC. So both fighters came in pretty light, right? They're about 10 pounds lighter. Cormier was 246, Sitpe 242. This is what they weighed the first fight. Second fight, 236.5 for Cormier, and Sitpe 230.5.
Cardio, baby. They thought they
Expecting a
were going to
longer
go 5
fight,
rounds.
right?
Yeah, they thought they would go 5, but
So what happened here?
I'm trying to remember. But I want to say that Sitpe was getting his ass kicked
For like
three and a
three and a
half.
half rounds.
And
it was
then-
almost similar to Anderson Silva
Thank you.
and Chael Sonnen, right?
Yes, and then somehow in the 4th round he decided, I think I'm going to go to the body, and Cormier got tired.
And he caught, and it was weird because Sitpe was getting his ass kicked. Let's say that for the first 3.5 rounds. In the first round, Cormier he was wrestling, and that was the game plan. Like he picked him up, dumped him, and it almost finished him
Yes.
with the punches. But the body, I was impressed that, and I hate to say this, that Sitpe took so much punishment in the first 3.5.
His face was beat up.
And then the 4th round, he just was like, something snapped. He's like, fuck this. And then the liver shots, and it just broke DC's body. And then finally hit him in the head, dropped him, and that was it.
That was it. Game over.
And why? And the question is, why did he not follow the strategy? Why did Cormier not follow the strategy? The strategy was to wrestle him down, beat him up like he did in the first round, and then he abandoned it in 2, 3, and 4.
Well, Cormier said that it was because he was seeing Sitpe get marked up when they were boxing. He felt like he was having a lot of success with that, and he's like, I couldn't get away from that feeling of I'm winning right now in this situation, and he just threw everything out the window because like the George Gurgel approach, like, you go do jiu-jitsu, like, okay, and then 10 seconds in, it's like rolling dervish, but.
It's out of character, though. I almost, as I'm like rethinking the fight for him, I almost think he wanted to lose this fight for some weird reason.
To avoid Zingano?
I don't know. But I feel like he's a step in and a step out of, am I retiring or am I not retiring? And I don't know how much that weighed into this, but
Probably a lot.
it's tough to watch.
Dana wants to see him fight again. I don't know if we will. I think he's got a lot going on.
He's on the borderline, but I mean, next fight for him should probably they have to squash this. You can't have each guy having a win over each other. I feel like the only reason Sitpe won this fight was because of Cormier's shitty game plan.
Yeah.
It's fuck. And then you see Sitpe win. He does some fucking weirdo
Crazy dance.
Shevchenko dance. Like, what are you doing? And then even afterwards, they asked him, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I have no idea. I don't know." He's like Will Ferrell. What do I do with my hands? In fucking Talladega Nights, right?
Like little legs going.
Yeah.
He's not even. He's like Polish. Polish people don't dance like this, do they?
I don't know.
Aren't you part Polish?
No.
Oh, thought you were. Never
No.
mind.
I could be if I wanted to be.
Irish.
Yes.
And
German.
And are you from France?
No, I think I got some Welsh, so it's like that Welsh Irish shit in me.
Okay.
Good drinking blood,
Makes
German,
sense. Yeah,
Irish. And then let's move along. We got Nate Diaz versus Anthony Pettis. How about I gotta just give credit to actually both fighters. And first off, Diaz, fucking 3 years out, comes back, wins in pretty goddamn dominant fashion, right?
Yeah. The first round was a little sketchy, I thought.
Well, didn't he gas himself out?
He
And
did.
why did he?
Well, you were. I feel like we've had this conversation.
Well, we did
over
because
the
we
weekend.
talked over the weekend.
Yeah, because you said that he was too warm because he thought he was going to have to come out fast because it's not a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
Then he ended up like blowing his load early, probably in the locker room.
Yeah.
And he got too tired, and once he settled in, things were okay. But I thought that first round was really sketchy for him. But Pettis also broke his foot in that first round.
Yeah, because Nate checked a leg kick, and you could see it was like one of those knee checks, but then the foot just kept going. Almost like Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman, where he checks the kick, but the leg keeps going. He caught it like just over the ankle, and then the foot kept going. And I will credit Pettis because I always dog that guy for checking out once he gets injured. Because you think about, I forgot that one war he was in, where he broke his hand, and they came back to the corner. He's like, fuck it, I'm done. I broke my hand. But this fight, he broke his foot in the first round and continued fighting. So credit him for at least continuing the fight. But then Duke Rufus was saying he wants Pettis to go back to 155.
Why?
Right, why? He's having success. Like, I don't see any world, even if his foot didn't break, him beating Diaz. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, it's not. I think even if they do a championship fight, it's only going to look worse for him. So.
Yeah. Trying to look at my notes. I forgot. Someone, I think it was Rogan, that asked him, does being a new father change how you approach the game? He's like, I've been a father for years, following all these little motherfuckers.
Ooh, Diaz said that?
Yeah. And I think Dana told him, hey, we're on ESPN, don't swear. And then, of course, he lights him up.
Wait a second. Diaz is a father now?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll just keep my comments to myself.
And then Diaz calls out Jorge Masvidal.
I love it.
You like that?
Fuck yes. Those two guys are crazy. I feel like those two will have an agreement that this shit's not gonna. They're gonna stay on the feet.
Oh,
they're gonna just work it out, standing up. I love it. It's like two pit bulls.
Yes, and that is a 5-round headlining fight, and this goes back to the point of, why do we make fights based on rankings? We should make fights based on excitement.
Yes, and interest. And
I want to see a fucking Diaz and Masvidal. I want to see a fucking Cowboy and Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Like, these are the fights that
put those two on the same card.
Oh my God, please.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, it's so sick.
Yeah, Masvidal and Diaz. That's kind of, for me, it's kind of a toss-up, honestly.
Yeah, I got to really think about that one.
I would have to break it down to the depths of, because both guys are dangerous in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say.
It is. It's super hard to say.
Really hard to say. And they're both crazy. So.
Yes. And then we move on. We had that Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa fight. Like, goddamn, that may have been the fight of the card. Those guys just beat the shit
they did.
out of each other.
Did you think Costa won that fight?
It was debatable. My problem with the fight was Yoel Romero, every time he got hit, he kept sticking his tongue out and going,
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's trying to point over here and trying to be sneaky. And I think I was impressed with Costa's endurance.
Yes.
I didn't think he could maintain, like, he put on a pace.
He did.
That I don't know.
The first round was crazy. They were really after it.
They're both dropping each other and damn war. But I think at the end of the day, I thought Romero won that fight. But
I thought so too. Barely.
Yeah, it's not, it's like a coin flip. If you're going to say Costa, okay, but in my book it was Romero. But again, a 42-year-old Romero, Jesus, man.
I'd like to be in his shape at 42.
Yeah, that's incredible,
Only 6
right?
months to go, Matt.
And then did you see the salaries for everybody?
No.
Wow, Miocic got $750,000, and then you're talking pay-per-view points. Cormier, 500. Diaz, 250. I'm sure he got pay-per-view on that. Pettis, 155. Costa, 120. And then Romero, 150.
Wow.
And then you had sent me this too, all the fighters who came in over the 10% threshold.
It's like everybody.
It was 13 of the fighters. So Costa, 14.9% over. Romero, 12.3. So those motherfuckers, look at Costa. He weighed 213.8. You're heavyweight.
Yes.
And Romero, 207.2. And then Yusuf was 16.7. And then it's 12.7, 10.1, 12.6, 12.7, 13.7, blah, 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 blah. And then Manny Bermudez, 17.7.
That was funny.
What the fuck, man?
The guy almost got 20% of his body weight to make weight.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I think they were fighting at 35, and he weighed in at 164.8 on fight night.
It's insanity. How does he even? I don't even know how that's humanly possible.
It's ridiculous. I really wish they would just suspend all the fighters. I thought that was part of the goal of if you're 10% over, you can't fight. They only did that to Aspen Ladd because she was in that 17% range. But why set the stipulation if you're not going to do anything with it?
Yes,
right.
Good point.
And what else did we have over the weekend? We had Bellator 225.
All finishes.
14 fights, 14 finishes, 7 KOs, 7 fucking
It's
submissions.
the most brutal card in MMA history, according to some websites.
We had Caratana versus Mitrione 2.
Yes.
And Mitrione with a fucking mouthpiece problem falling out the entire fight. And Karatanov getting the TKO win. And then we are out of recaps. Let's get into some news. What do you got, my favorite lady?
I want to talk to you about Paige Van Zandt.
Yes.
Had some comments to say. Quote on her pages. She says, I make way more money sitting at home posting pictures on Instagram than I do fighting. When I did my contract negotiation last time, the talk was, I can't pay you more than a female champ. Okay, but why are you comparing me to just women? All of us should be getting paid more in general. I want a significant pay raise. To completely be honest, I've just been extremely accomplished outside of the UFC as well as inside. 5 wins in the UFC, 4 finishes. I've been main event twice, and I think someone with those accolades should be paid more. What do you think about that?
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. And it's kind of interesting to me that she can be on social media and making that kind of money.
Well, I don't know. I want to say she's probably has 2 million Instagram followers. So
it's the titties.
Yeah,
Doesn't hurt the
and
cause.
I would imagine, I don't know what she's getting paid, if she's getting a monthly payment, but
monthly payment?
No, from like a sponsor.
Oh,
like,
okay.
you know,
what are you talking about? Not that kind of
And they
thing.
call her husband Mr. Van Zandt.
Oh.
That's so disrespectful.
That sounds kind of cool, though.
But, you know, and I think that was part of the Sage Northcutt deal, right? Like, Pretty Boy, he got paid more than the average fighter, and I think she gets paid more, but is she worth more? Probably, because you got to look at your social media presence. She was on Dancing with the Stars, right? And she's doing all that fucking other social media.
Mm-hmm. Very popular girl.
It is a popularity contest. It is not a ranking contest.
That is true.
And she is definitely going to go to Bellator.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And she's a woman that probably doesn't even need to fight. Like, I think she could just be successful on her own.
Probably.
So I think the UFC is going to drop the ball on that one, and she'll be gone before you know it. We have a sip before we start talking about this next topic.
Uh-oh. What is it going to be? Scary.
Conor McGregor.
Oh, no. Here we go. Are we talking about the
We got to talk about this.
incident in the bar?
Yeah. So Conor McGregor, he's in a bar, allegedly buying proper 12 shots for everybody. There's one old man, they're claiming he's in his 50s. He looked like he's 72.
He's very old looking.
Does not want the shot. We don't know what's being said or not. McGregor comes up, sucker punches him, and then escorted out.
Like, you will take my shot.
Well, I'm just wondering, maybe there's like a backstory. This is how I want to see it. I want the backstory to be, maybe this guy fucked his mom in the ass with no lube, and she pissed blood.
Ouch.
That's what I want to imagine. If I'm gonna sucker punch someone, I'm okay if that's the scenario. I would prefer you punch him in the face. You look him square in the eyes. Mm-hmm. You're also a professional fighter. The guy's also 50 plus years old. Is that fucking necessary, or is that
50 years older than you?
Super necessary.
In this case, I believe it was a gross overstatement of said force. Could have been accomplished with much less aggressiveness. Probably.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, is the shine wearing off of McGregor
yes,
now with all the shit that's been going on?
For me, I think he's no longer relevant right now. I don't have any interest in anything at the moment. For him, he's just blah, 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 blah for like a year or two now, right? Yeah. I don't care. Like 2 years. It's been 2 years since he last fought. Right? 2 years? It's It's been a while.
It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
like I could give two shits because he's all jibber jabber and he's trying to be all Mr. Politically Correct, talking about Diaz and he wants that fight.
Yeah, it's been a little less because he did fight Khabib.
He did.
So,
but last year, right?
Right.
It's been about a year. Okay. So I feel like his commentary lately has been more of like the kissing up. Like he wants the big money fight. He's no longer the big money
he's
fight.
not relevant.
Correct. Because he's not fighting.
No, and he's like in full PR recovery mode. Like, oh my God, I fucked up. And I think just the fans, we just had enough. Like, you're not relevant and you keep doing all this. You're like breaking cell phones, throwing dollies.
Causing
dude,
injuries.
If you ain't in, you're out.
Right. That's how it works.
I feel like he's out.
Circle of trust, man.
That's right. Is
Circle
he in?
of trust. He's
Now
out. He's out right now.
Here's the circle of trust. You're outside.
That's right.
That's how I feel. And then you have fucking, here we go again. You have Frankie Edgar calling out McGregor.
Of course. I would like to see that.
You have Jose Aldo wanting to go to 135 to fight Henry Cejudo. Ain't gonna happen. He can't. He has a tough time picking 55.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
You have Darren Till moving up to 185, and he's scheduled to fight. Here's a good fight: Kelvin Gastelum.
Ooh, I don't like that.
No, and Till's on 2 losses, so let's have him move up to middleweight and fight. Oh, I don't know, someone who could challenge for the title again.
Yeah, Gastelum is a murderer.
He's gonna fucking light him
He's got a
up.
ridiculous right hand.
Right.
It's not good.
And his speed, the speed difference is gonna be night and day.
Depends on if Gastelum makes weight though.
Oh, he's gonna be all right at 85. 70 is his problem.
Unless he's got Johnny Hendricks-itis.
Well, unless he has Anthony Rumble Johnson-itis. But speaking of which, this just came out today. Anthony Rumble Johnson said he's coming back to the UFC in March of 2020 in the heavyweight division.
Good for him.
He currently weighs 278.
Okay, he's got to cut a little bit of weight.
Here's a guy fighting at 170, 278.
100 pounds heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Making it look good, man.
Oh my God. Well, he's got to get back in that USADA pool.
I'm picturing you at like 270, just swole like crazy. No?
Nah, I'll take a pass.
You don't want to get that
It's not
big?
worth it. No,
Gigantic.
the flexibility gone.
Yeah. I'm all about extending my longevity at this point. So I'm not trying to get gym or beach body like big. Just want to extend
No, it's about being fit at this point.
fitness.
Fit.
Overall fitness and well-being and health. Not size. Except
That's right.
below the belt.
That's right.
And I'm good.
That's right.
Girthness.
Girth. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Kat Zingano got released by the UFC.
She did.
She put out a statement. She said, I didn't want to take the ultimatum this time. And apparently that's like the standard operating procedure as the UFC and that antitrust case is proceeding. It's going, I don't know if it's in trial, but there's like 4 days of stuff coming out. So I'm assuming this is part of that, like Joe Silva bullshit where take a fight or fuck you, we tie you up forever.
Yep.
So she says, so I guess you can say it was mutual. I had a project that was very, very important to me and to the MMA community and fans, and I needed to put me and my son and my training and that first before I had anything to give to the UFC. It's shitty timing, but it happens, and I'm still a fighter and ready to fuck shit up. So why release a Kat Zingano?
She hasn't been doing much.
She beat Amanda Nunes.
A while ago.
True. She may have the CTEs.
Slightly.
Yeah. But marketable fighter.
Yeah.
Top 5, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like that's not the best of moves, but...
Hey. No one said the UFC was smart.
No, but I wonder, like, they seem to be cutting people that are worth money of late. If you're doing, like, a Page, you're doing... I wouldn't say Sage was worth the money. I'm okay with letting him ride, but... Questionable choices of late. Maybe they just want the young, cheaper talent that they're getting from the Dana White Contender Series kind of shit.
There's
like,
a lot of it, too.
Just keep dumping these fuckers in, sign them, they're cheap.
Yep.
They put on pretty good fights because they're hungry, so maybe that's where we're headed. Did you see Ronda Rousey almost severed her finger filming a movie?
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do
you want it?
No, I don't want to see it again.
You sure?
Positive. You can just pop it up.
Yeah. Moving right along. Dan Hardy says he's going to re-enter the USADA
So I've
testing
heard.
pool.
He had a good podcast with Rogan. I listened to that.
Mhm.
I like that. Still smart, intelligent guy. He's got a lot to say. It's kind of anomalous, I think, in some respects because of just how he approaches things. Like they were talking on that podcast about watching yourself get knocked out and how some guys can't do that. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, because I think they were referencing Stipe Miocic and going, did he even watch that? And they were like, yeah, I think his coaches probably watched that.
But he didn't want to watch it.
I would watch it. Like, I want to learn.
Yeah, or Hardy was like, I watched it 1,000 times.
Yeah,
so I can
you
figure out
need
what
to
happened.
see what you did wrong.
Yes.
I have no problem watching if I lost a fight.
I still remember that Carlos Condit fight. And
His left hooks, trading left hooks, man.
It's so ridiculous. And GSP could not break that man's arm. Like, remember that? Like,
yeah,
he
I think
didn't hit.
GSP, his technique wasn't quite right, too.
Yeah.
So it was like a combination of toughness and the technique not being on point. And
George is not the killer.
at that point, he
He's a
wasn't
lover, not
right.
the killer.
And then for Hardy, who is a good matchup? Because I think he wants someone that's been around the block.
Hardy?
Yeah, he wants to go 170.
170?
Because I think he said he's weighing 183.
How about Robbie Lawler?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Let's do that.
It's like two choices. I think it's Robbie Lawler or Diego Sanchez, and
Oh,
I think
like
I
both.
lean more towards probably Robbie because he's coming off a couple losses, and you can't have. And Hardy just wants one more fight. You don't want to just throw him back in to the Lions, but give him somebody that's been there, done that, and has a name. So
His name is...
Robert Paulson.
Thank you. I was like fishing.
Holding.
Like, do you remember that?
Yes, it took me a while. Paul Gift tweeted this out. He's been really dialed into this UFC, I don't know what you want to call it, this lawsuit from all the former fighters and antitrust bullshit. It says, an FYI from the UFC hearings, it said UFC 200 had event revenues of $55.3 million.
Whoa.
Off the fucking charts. He said fighter costs of $19.9 million and other event costs of $12.8. He said wage share of 36%. Brock a big part, supposedly. So I think when they've been analyzing, like, what is the percentage of dollars that have been paid out to fighters across the board for the UFC, it's kind of like 20%. Bellator, I want to say, was in the 50% range, and Strikeforce was in like the 65-70% range. So UFC is not even on par with any other sport. And
They've been around, though.
What's that?
They've been around for a long time. That's why. They don't pay people. They keep all the money.
Hence, yeah, why they're still in business,
That's right. That's the key.
It's fucked up. Because I don't know what, is it like 50% in other sports? Do you know?
No, as far as what the players get?
Yeah,
No.
I want to say it's 50%. Like
You
in
think so?
basketball, yeah. So like anytime they sign like a fucking huge TV deal, like the teams get 50%. I don't know if that's NFL or NBA.
Does that go towards the players, though?
Yeah, they get half. Somehow.
Okay.
Fucking hookers and below, or
Whack
however
off.
they work it. So
Yeah.
fucking crazy. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship just had the biggest signing of the world.
What is that?
You want to take a guess of who they signed?
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, who they signed?
Yeah, they like the, I'll give you a hint. They like past the prime fighters that probably shouldn't be fighting anymore.
Vanderlei Silva?
Ooh, that's a good guess. No, Bigfoot Silva. So you had the Silva, right?
Ah, what?
Ah, fuck me.
That guy has brain damage. They should not let him fight anywhere.
You're right.
I don't agree that this man should be in combat sports anymore.
He's won one of his last 10 fights.
Exactly.
He's been KO'd in 8 of those.
Yeah.
39 years old.
8 times knocked out in 10 fights is too many knockouts. You can't recover from that.
It says, welcome to BKFC, and I just see KFC. Maybe he's the KFC champion. I like that.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chickens.
What's KFC's slogan? I don't even know. You know?
I got ideas, but I can't say them. Something about AIDS. You see Jorge Masvidal's shirt, the Super Necessary.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
I
do
might
like
have
it.
to buy one.
Sounds fantastic.
Fucking-
Let's buy 10.
All right, fine. Maybe put that right behind us.
Yeah, super. It's time for us to change it.
Yeah, it's been there forever. Maybe we need a set upgrade.
It is super necessary. You know what else is super necessary?
What's that?
I don't know. Never mind.
I know where you're going.
What?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
So we get some tweet of week type stuff. We had MMA Sexiest Ladies tweet. It says, Mackenzie Dern and her first future athlete. Will he be surfer, MMA, or both?
I cannot see the child. All I see is breasts.
Yeah. Impressive.
Nice photo. Large breasts for laying down.
Yes. And then at OG Mike _ he tweeted this out. He said, Conor McGregor, God damn it, here we go. Conor McGregor's achievements: number 1, getting choked out by Nate Diaz. 2, throwing a dolly at a bus, injuring people. 3, getting stopped by Floyd Mayweather. 4, getting choked out by Khabib. 5, taking a man's cell phone and smashing it. 6, sucker punching an old man. Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's got quite the track record.
Yeah, the question is, do we see him fight again at this point? And do we even care? I think it's...
I don't care, and I don't think we'd see him again.
Great.
He's making bazillions off his whiskey.
True. As long as he doesn't keep fucking up, because I think that is directly going to affect whiskey sales. Because some people will align with his actions.
Yes, they will.
Let's do some AskTheNuts. What are your thoughts on the Nate Diaz type view of going after exciting fights as opposed to seeking a belt? Not from him specifically, but as a concept.
We just talked about it earlier. I think we're all for it. Why not? It's the best. Who cares about belts?
No, I always thought it should be exciting fights first, rankings whenever, right?
Yes.
If Shane Carwin had entered UFC 1 in his prime, would anyone have had a chance against him?
Oh, that's tough. He was a beast for a little while.
Yeah, and remember, there's no weight classes, so he doesn't even have to fucking cut weight.
Yeah, and he has those giant hands, biggest hands.
Bigger than Brock's.
Yes.
By like a good inch and a half.
I'll take him all day.
I think he fucking destroys everybody on that fucking card. Agree. What do you think about this statement? Ryan Bader is the best heavyweight fighter on the planet, not Stipe, according to Scott Coker. You look like you just ate a lemon. Like, what the fuck is sour taste in my mouth right now?
Time out, though. What has this man accomplished in the grand scheme of things?
Well, he got to do steroids again.
He did.
And now he's over in Bellator where the competition's way less.
It's like a third.
So he couldn't beat anybody at 205 in the UFC.
No. But
He beat a couple guys, but
knocking people out.
Didn't Tito Ortiz beat him too?
I don't know.
I think that speaks for itself. If Tito Ortiz can beat you in like the last 3 years, go fuck yourself.
Good point. I think you could beat Tito Ortiz.
I don't know about that. I digress. Maybe. Now, if Tito Ortiz was a woman.
Like Tina Ortiz?
Tina Ortiz.
Tina Ortiz.
And she weighed 70 pounds less than me.
What does Tito actually mean? Where does that come from? Is it Hispanic? Tito?
No, it's Ortiz, so yes.
But Tito is Hispanic.
Tito? I don't know, because wasn't Tito in a Jackson 5?
Just because he was black doesn't mean he's not Hispanic, Matt.
Is he Cuban?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. Could be Cuban. That's a good point.
Would you rather fight 5 Mighty Mouse-sized Stipe Miocics at the same time? Or 1 Stipe Miocic-sized Mighty Mouse? I'm so confused.
Wait.
Would you rather fight 5 Mighty Mouse-sized Stipe Miocics, so you got 5 little Stipe Miocics, or 1 Stipe Miocic-sized Mighty Mouse?
I'll take the 1.
I'm gonna take it to 5 little guys. I feel like I'm gonna do more damage because if you knock one of them the fuck out right away, and they're only gonna be like mid thigh level, or wait. Oh, they're Mighty Mouse size, so he's 5 foot. Ooh, that might be more of a challenge. I'm thinking like midget size.
Okay.
You may have a better point. It's going to be hard either way. I think it might be a lose-lose. Should Joe Rogan moderate a 2020 presidential debate?
Yes. Fuck yeah. This has been going around the web for a while.
There's 211,000 people have signed a petition.
There's an article I read today or yesterday, I can't remember, but talking about how Joe Rogan has the pulse of the American male, like, nailed down. And I feel like with his show, as much as like it becomes repetitive at times.
Sometimes.
That's true though. Like he really understands what guys like in America, how we are, how we interact, what we should do, those kind of things. I think he carries a lot of weight, and I would love for him. He would be impartial. He wouldn't let people get away with shit. He would ask hard questions.
Like, hey man, if you get elected president, are you gonna let us know if there's fucking aliens?
Yeah.
Like he always squeaks
That's a great
something in.
question.
Like Bernie Sanders. He has him that at
Have
the
you
end.
tried DMT?
Yeah. I love it. I agree. I think that would be incredible. He doesn't want that responsibility. Because anytime you talk to him about politics, he's always like, no. Like, don't you want to run for president? No. I don't want any of that
It's
action.
crazy. He could probably win.
He could totally win.
Possible.
He has the most powerful show, bar none.
Anywhere.
Yes. Like if you...
Television, web, it doesn't fucking matter. Like his show is the most... He has millions of downloads.
Yeah, and we're talking tens. Because I think he was even saying... Like being on Jimmy Fallon and doing a set as a comedian, like you may get 400,000 views. Compared to being on his podcast, you're going to get tens of millions of views. It's the #1 show to be on, period. And then look at a presidential candidate. Like I think he's already swung shit for Bernie Sanders. Because Sanders he only did like an hour and 30 or an hour and 20 on Rogan, but he's already like up as a top front runner now, where I think Biden was on top of him before, and now fucking Sanders is. Because that's what we need is like 70-year-old fucking presidents that don't understand shit. But if I gotta say, I would rather Bernie Sanders in than some of the other candidates.
True.
I don't agree with
I think
everything.
you should run for president, Matt.
Who?
You.
No. I am not.
I want to know about the aliens.
presidential
Look,
material.
you won the presidency. You bring me to the White House. Monica Lewinsky.
I'm gonna be a. Ooh, hey now.
See?
I think she's hot as fuck.
Really?
Well, I don't know about
disagree.
that. I'm just throwing it out there. But also,
Okay.
there was a point where I thought Cyborg was.
I'm so glad we have different taste in women, because you know it
all
doesn't.
good.
It's simple.
I like them dirty and milfy. How's that?
I prefer athletic and.
Oh, I'm out.
Sweet.
I don't want anything. I don't want my woman
with
hard.
with a little bit of a firiness, a little dark side to her. You know, it's good. It's a good combo.
Oh yeah.
I want to feel like maybe some shit could go down anytime. Like I might get cut.
I want her to carry a shiv
That's right.
up her ass.
Maybe
at all
she's had some
times
prison time.
in case some stuff goes down,
You
like
never
a
know.
fucking.
Ride or die, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'm in.
I gotta ask my wife that one.
What?
If I killed someone,
Would you
fucking help me bury the body?
You think she would?
Well, if she knows what's best for her, she would. I will cut a bitch.
That's right.
Maybe. I'm just kidding.
That's true love, man.
Yeah,
If they help you bury the body.
I would. If she killed
As long as it's
someone,
not my body.
if she killed someone
That'd be
and
sweet.
said, "Hey, I kind of fucked up,"
Oops.
like, "Hey, we'll figure this out. Don't worry. I'll grind up that body.
Yeah,
we'll burn
he's
it.
like, baby,
grind the teeth up.
let's get naked first in case we have to
Yeah,
go to
get
jail forever.
Some phosphoric acid.
Yeah.
I'll figure out all the shit. I'll make it work."
Tell me if this smells like chloroform.
Thank you. I'll call back to earlier in the week. On the trip that we should talk about after this last question. We'll forget. And then Enrico Machado will close it out. It's time. # Nuts Rule, # Matt Rage Train, # Ingo Sugar Daddy, # King of Pussy. Gotcha.
Thank you.
What if you were offered the opportunity to go into space? Would you do it? And who are the 5 MMA fighters you would bring with you?
Yes. Nick Diaz.
Okay.
MMA fighters. Fuck, that's a hard question. Who else would I want to bring into space?
Super easy.
Super easy.
Yes, I'm going.
Nick Diaz.
Paige Zant, Kent Zingano,
He's gonna bring women. All women.
Gina Carano, Mackenzie Dern, and Rachel Ostovich.
Oh, so one man.
Fuck
5 women.
Fest 2020. Ready for President of the Moon.
Perfect. I like where you're going.
I'm going all ladies.
Okay. Fine. Nick Diaz got to come for the weed.
Well, I'm afraid to bring men because I don't need crazy fuckers in outer space with me.
Why not?
Because they're gonna kill me. Like some shit's gonna go down. Because yeah, I could go like a Cowboy Cerrone and a Diaz or two, and I was like, I don't trust these guys with my oxygen levels because there's some wild motherfuckers. Not a bunch of ladies. We can maintain.
Okay.
And I'll feel
Fair.
safer.
Fair. I get
The
you.
men are gonna fuck some shit up.
Of course.
They might try to fuck me because there's no ladies. Like, I might be the bitch in that scenario. It ain't gonna happen.
That'd be weird.
Maybe it'll happen. I don't
You
know.
might like it though.
I might like it.
Then what?
I might get turned.
That'd be like weird.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to because what are you gonna do? Not fuck?
I mean, you could.
Right. You're gonna be. It's basically being in prison if you bring all guys.
I didn't say all guys. I
Okay.
just had to pick one guy.
But still, he's gonna fuck all the women. You're gonna have to watch.
Says who?
Okay.
I
You're gonna beat Nick up to
don't want to
fuck the
beat
women?
him up. I'm just saying.
You're gonna beat him off.
We make friends.
Not
and
beat him
then I'll
up.
rub his back for him.
Smoke a little weed. Can I get a little hit? No.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. What do you consider to be the highlight of your life? If it didn't happen, what would be?
Highlight of my life.
That's a tough question.
There's so many. I feel like my whole life is one big highlight. You know, there's been ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. That's not a fair question.
It's not a fair
It's
question.
kind of bullshit.
Well, I would just say setting goals and accomplishing them. And I think back to college and,
Yes.
you know, as a child, I always lived in apartments. You know, single mom, parents were divorced at like, separated at 3, divorced by 5. So it's like, it was a tough struggle, poor life for me. And I always said, when I grow up, I am not going to fucking live like that. So I'm going to run my air conditioning 24/7 if I have to. I'm
And
never
he
going to
does.
be hungry again.
And he's not.
I'm going to buy a house as my first place to live in. I'm not going to buy an apartment. I'm going to buy a brand new car one day. So it's about setting those goals, accomplishing them, and then resetting them. So
What is your goal now?
yeah, that's the question. That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have goals, but I'm not going to fucking announce them.
Okay.
Some of them are written over there.
Oh, I like it.
Some of them are written
I
up
think
here.
you should change the numbers, make them bigger.
Well, I need them. I've tried both ways. I've tried obscene numbers, and I've tried realistic, and then I've tried, I think I'm somewhere in between over here. What is the best piece of advice you can offer to someone?
Simple.
Hmm.
If it doesn't feel right, don't do it.
Okay. I would say take calculated risk,
I like that too.
like unprotected sex.
Always a
Calculated risk, right? Am I gonna get the HIV or the face AIDS?
question. Hopefully neither.
Hopefully both
Condoms
in the
are
same
the
night.
worst. I hate them. Fuck condoms.
I hear you.
Totally.
I don't think anybody subscribes to those. What is one thing you don't understand about yourself?
Me? One thing I don't understand about myself. Good
Yeah,
question.
why can't I get a solid 8 hours of sleep every fucking night?
That's a good point.
Tell me that one.
I don't sleep well.
Tell me that.
That
I
is a
don't
good point.
either.
That's a really good point. But I feel like that's a common thread in people who are successful. They have sleep problems. I don't know
You're
what
working out problems, I think.
because you're like
Problem solving.
yes. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, you know. But what do I not understand about myself? That besides that, I don't know why I do the things I do sometimes, Matt. That's what I don't understand.
I don't understand why I like the black cock.
I mean,
I mean, I understand it to a standpoint, but I don't understand it from another standpoint.
listen, don't judge, okay?
Fuck, Marry, Kill, Celebrity Edition number 56, MMA made me come number 8. Cheyenne, Lismus.
Okay, okay.
That's my speed.
I can tell. Right?
Little
Got some
tan.
nice thighs.
Rachel Ray, spelled with a W.
Oh, hello. Yeah,
Yep.
that's good right there.
That's your speed. And then Sarah McLeod.
Damn. I think I'm gonna marry the last one.
Okay.
It's solid.
She's dead to me.
I'm gonna bang the one in the middle and kill
I
the
agree
first
with
one.
that one. And then I will marry the first one.
Huh. That last one's got like this girl next door thing going on.
Yeah, I hear that.
It's kind of hot.
I don't like her.
I wasn't
kneecap.
expecting that. That dress is kind of doing it for me, Matt.
Word.
A little bit.
And then before we get to knowledge, let's talk. We're on a fucking epic fishing
Booze cruise.
No, not
There's
so
no
much.
boozing.
Oh my God! So like, where do we start? So it's like
I'm never going fishing again.
a 4-hour trip up to Door County, Wisconsin. This fucking palatial estate.
That's a good word.
4,000. It was like 4,000 square feet. We're on the
Right on
water.
the lake.
4 guys, so we split the cost. It's pretty even. And then the first day we go over on like a 6-hour fishing trip. And
We almost all threw up. Well, the two of us anyway.
the first 2 hours, well, I had gone kayaking early in the morning. It was, we're on Lake Michigan. It's choppy as fuck. So I'm already like, man, I don't feel good. And then I step on the dock and that's on the water. I'm like, oh no, this already doesn't feel good. And then the first 2 hours into the 6-hour fishing charter, I'm just like on the edge of disorientation because the boat is literally going like that. I'm gonna post
really rocky
video that I'm not gonna watch because just watching the video on my iPhone makes me, it's like a flashback. I have PTSD to that shit.
Okay.
So like the first 2 hours are fucked up, and I catch a fish right away, and it's like round robin, so we're each taking turns. We end up catching 4 fish, and then you start feeling like shitty.
Yeah,
at some
near
point.
the end, the last 2 hours it was bad. I was really not feeling.
And then you try to go downstairs and take a piss, and how's that work?
You're below water, almost right at water level, and you can't. And the boat is swaying, and you start peeing, and then you try like I'm gonna look out the window, and they're like, no, I'm not, because I'm gonna throw up. It's the worst. I don't even want to talk about it. Like
no, it's fucking.
And for 2 days, every time I closed my eyes, I felt like I was on the boat.
Yeah, it was
weird.
rough because it's like there's no way out, and you got 6 more hours, and I'm an hour in going, okay, I've got 5 more hours. I can't think of it like that. I just gotta sit outside, look at the water, and just fucking maintain and focus so we can get through this shit.
Yes.
It was
And
brutal.
the other 2 guys on the trip with us were not affected.
Totally fine. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't get it. And
Why is that?
I had done a charter before, and I was totally okay. I think it was just because it was so choppy and brutal out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, borderline, like, should they even go out? Are you going to catch anything?
We didn't catch too much. I caught the smallest fish.
It's better than the catching the 0
So tiny
fish.
fishes.
I caught a couple. And I don't know how many pounds of meat we came out with, but it was quite a lot.
It was a lot of meat, Matt. Pounds of meat.
Yeah, and then we did a little golfing.
Golfing was fun. We hung out, did our thing, partied a little bit, went to bed early, went to bed late.
Mm-hmm.
My nostrils are messed up from the campfire.
Fucking some magic flames to throw in the campfire. And
I can't feel my face. It's not good.
got any knowledges?
Knowledge? No.
Did you see Hasbro bought Death Row Records?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
It was part of a $4 billion deal, but they had bought Entertainment Row, or Entertainment One, who owned, like, Death Row Records was one of their properties, but they were just trying to buy Peppa Pig and whatever PJ Masks is.
Oh, yeah, it's a kid show. Big,
Yeah.
huge.
But then they also own Death Row Records, so you're gonna see like some weird Snoop Dogg, Potato Head type shit.
I like it.
Weird. And then I have this last thing. I always don't know. I always throw the wild card in and go, never know what I'm gonna
random
click.
video that's popping up.
Oh, let's see what happens.
Did you do? Are you feeling lucky on Google?
Oh, here's a boxer checking out the ring girl's ass. That looks like it's a good move. Telling his corner man, God damn.
Look at that
Did you
smile.
see that?
He's
He's so
like-
happy. I don't know if he ended up winning, but fucking A, I know what he's talking about.
Huh? You do, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like a
If
nice-
I'm fighting, though, I am dialed in. I'm
not thinking about
fucking
booty,
checking
Yoel.
out that ass. I hope that guy lost. I don't want to hear that that guy won, because that would be blasphemous.
Well,
That's all I got. You got all you got.
same. That has
In,
been
out,
this
done.
week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Griffith, thanks for playing.